And we're tracking Gordon as it continues to travel through the Gulf, as well as any other storms that develop during hurricane season. SNN's Samantha Sonner has more with meteorologist Marco Lamano on what we could expect.
Gordon may bring rain to the Suncoast, but not much more.
By and large, we're looking to avoid the tropical storm force winds from this, but it's close enough that the surf and seas will be rougher. It'll be choppier outside. There may be a risk for rip currents, and of course, rainfall is going to be a big issue.
While we haven't seen much activity in the tropics, SNN meteorologist Marco Lamano says we're reaching the peak of hurricane season.
This is usually when you have activity ramping up. We have Florence out in the Atlantic as well, and we have another tropical wave or two we're looking at long term. So definitely activity is increasing. Fortunately, nothing to the extent of Irma or Harvey or Maria, but definitely more storms to keep an eye on.
Lamano says Atlantic weather patterns are responsible for this year's slower than average hurricane season. We've been heading into what looks to be a weak El Nino season, and we have seen off the coast of Africa cooler than average waters, and that's opposed to last year where there was virtually no wind shear. So anytime a storm formed, it could become very powerful, as Irma did and Maria did. This year we've seen a lot of wind shear. And even as we reach the peak of hurricane season, Lamano says they expect to see fewer named storms. I would expect overall, more than likely, this is going to be a below average to average season, just based on what we're seeing long term through September. But as we always say, you could have one hurricane form in the year, and if that hurricane hits you, the season feels very active to you. So Lamano says everyone should make sure their hurricane kits are fully stocked, because you never know when a storm will bring dangerous conditions. Doesn't mean anything's going to hit us this year, but you should still keep watch, even if it is nice that we're not seeing the same kind of rampant activity as we saw last year at this time. Reporting in Sarasota, I'm Samantha Sonner, SNN, the Suncoast News Network.
And SNN will let you know about everything in the tropics as hurricane season continues.